Hey everybody, Hector and
Vincent.
welcome to episode 9 of our Faith and Fandom podcast. We are coming to you live from NC Comic Con. We just wrapped up, packed up, and this is the first time in the history of NC Comic Con for us that we haven't spilled all of our junk
Oh my gosh.
on the way to or from the convention center.
We almost did.
We almost did. His Finn Funko Pop died a painful death.
It's not dead, he just fell.
He died.
He's alive.
But we've had bad carts and carrying systems, and we are notorious for breaking stuff on the way to this show. But we're here, just glad to be here with you, and thank you for listening. We do really appreciate the fact you actually take time to listen to this. We did a whole separate podcast for Stranger Things Season 2, so you should check that out in our discussion with that. All right, first off, let's discuss Batman White Knight.
Yay!
I think we mentioned it a little bit in our last podcast because it was just kind of getting started. But Batman White Knight is a issue where... Where's your phone? Did I give it back to you? Oh, okay, it's right there. Sorry. Hi. Sorry for you having to hear that. But Batman White Knight is an issue where a series, there's going to be 8 issues with Sean Murphy, where the Joker is sane, and he decides to take down Batman because Batman is going too far. But what's really important, and I'll stand by this, White Knight issue 2 is the best single issue of comics that I have personally read in a very, very long time, maybe ever.
By itself, it was really good.
Yeah, by itself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, if nothing else plays out with this story, that single issue of White Knight,
I'm going to buy the rest of them just because of that one.
yeah, and it's worth it. But in White Knight, after the Joker gets released and he's completely cleared, and this isn't like a plot, this is like legitly, he's cleared, he goes to Harley, and hey, hand me my backpack. And I'll actually read this dialogue real quick. Well, you know what? Don't worry about that. It's on my phone. Haha. Kindle for the win. But it's...
He goes to Harley.
He goes to Harley, and he decides to basically repent for... There's no other better way to say this.
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, spoilers on this one issue. But you should totally go read it anyway. But he goes to Harley Quinn to repent. And we get this amazing piece of dialogue, and there won't be spoilers other than this dialogue, because there is a spoiler. Well, yeah, whatever. Let's keep going. Yeah, we'll probably spoil it. But listen to this dialogue.
I was about to say, we're going to spoil it.
We're going to spoil it. But he shows up, and Harley's all bananas, but then he says to her this. Check it out. First, I owe you an apology for the way I've treated you over the years. You were kind, supportive, and tolerated a lot of crazy mood swings. She replies, but the mood swings are my favorite part. He says, no, it was a psychotic obsession with Batman, and you got caught in the middle. And she's got some raunchy dialogue. He says, I'm not joking around. Can't you see how unhealthy it was? I knew you loved me, and I took advantage. I never said it because it gave me a power over you, but that's all through. I'm done with Batman. I want to give you the version of me you always wanted. And he gets on one knee, puts a ring on her.
It's pretty.
It's really pretty. And she thinks it's a joke. And then she basically goes after him and starts beating him up for trying to be serious. Then all of a sudden, and now this Harley is dressed like Suicide Squad Harley. And then all the next thing you see is a classic Harley, like red and black outfit, shows up and like drop kicks Ratchet Harley in the face. And they have some of the most beautiful dialogue, and you're really confused. There's a what moment?
Yeah, because there's 2 Harleys at the same time.
There's 2 Harleys, and you don't know if Joker's crazy, if this is a mental breakdown, or flashback or whatever. But what it turns out is the original Harley, like animated series Harley and Joker were together, and when the Joker decided to beat and kill Jason Todd,
so sad.
She left.
R.I.P. Jason Todd.
You my boy Jason. She left, and some other random woman, some other blonde, ratchet, psychotic lady walked into the Joker's life and just took up the mantle of Harley, and he didn't even pay attention.
Or notice.
Yeah, and he didn't even notice. But what they do is they explain that the difference between the classic Harley, like animated series Harley, red and black suit Harley, and the ratchetness we get today is that it was two different women taking up the role.
Yes.
And like, man, the way they tell the story is so beautiful.
It's so pretty.
And the same guy writes it and draws it, Sean Murphy. But the theme I'm noticing is they're throwing love to a specific Batman story in each episode or each issue. Like the first one gave a lot of love to Batman Begins. This issue really gives love to Batman the Animated Series and even references what some consider to be the best episode of Batman the Animated Series, Almost Got Him, where they all sit around the table and talk about their chances.
Yeah.
And the Joker later in the book assembles all of the bad guys in Gotham, like under his new sane self. He's like, listen, every time we get together, it turns into some Almost Got Him conversation. And he's like, that's not what we're here for. And so they legitimately reference the episode.
Oh my gosh.
And you know, Joker is still cunning and brilliant, but it's really weird to see what he's doing with this. But there's still a lot more in that issue. There's only 2 issues out. There's going to be 8. Batman White Knight, Sean Murphy. I promise you, you can, if you've never picked up a DC issue or anything else, you just want
It's really good. And I'm not even like a huge DC fan. I really enjoy Marvel and like independent comics, but this one was legitly like I had to take a break because I was like, my mind was like, what? And I love plot twists and I love like things that are going on and alternate stories and alternate universes and things of that nature. So, and I love when people incorporate other things like that animated series and the Batman Begins and other stories. So I think it was absolutely amazing. And the 2 Harleys just messed me up. And I was like, what? And then it made sense. So.
Just on the comics thing before I go too much further, I've read a lot recently. Mr. Miracle is still decent, but I'm not really gelling with it. They brought Tim Drake back in DC Comics, which he's been gone for about a year or a hot minute. But one of the more fun issues I read is Red Hood and the Outlaws. What issue is this? Number 16. And it was good. And they put Red Hood and the Outlaws against the Suicide Squad for a minute, and that's just fun seeing Artemis and Harley talk it out, and then Red Hood dealing with people, and it's just really fun. But I will say this, Batman Devastator is an issue that made me rethink my life and how I view Superman and everything else, because check this out, the issue is basically a Bruce Wayne turned himself into Doomsday. Because his Superman went dark, and he wanted to prevent that from happening, so he develops a Doomsday virus where Batman turns into Doomsday, and it's brutal. It's one of the most brutal things I've seen. So, yeah, it was. If you just looking at the artwork, how gangster is that?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, the artwork is thing, and then it's just that's the Man Who Laughs Batman. That's the Joker Batman.
I like that.
Yeah.
I want that as a pop figure.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure all these will get pop figures.
It's so awesome.
But that is Bruce Wayne though, and that's Bruce Wayne and that's like the demonic one that serves Barbados or whatever the demon that's in charge of this. But I highly recommend pick up all the Batman medals and just run with it, because you're going to miss out on a lot if you don't. You're going to miss out on, I think, probably going to be one of the most zany and out there stories, but also it's just a really good story. All right, moving on. Thor Ragnarok. Go, Vincent.
For Thor, it was pretty much really, really funny movie. I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought Thor 2 was terrible.
Which is sad. You put a doctor in there. You gave Chris Eccleston, the Ninth Doctor, a role, and most people didn't even realize he was there.
No. And I love, the thing is that made that movie was Idris Elba, and that's because I love him and he could do no wrong. But
Which it was nice seeing him get to shine a little in Ragnarok.
Yes. I'm glad he was in there for a little bit.
Wait. Before you go any further, how about they didn't even let Zach Levi get a word out? You didn't even notice he was in there, did you?
No.
Zach Levi is the swashbuckling member of Thor's party. Like from the part 2, and like the one with the red hair and the thick mustache.
Yeah.
That's Chuck. And yeah. Not in the first one. They replaced him in the second one. So Zachary Levi was in 2 and 3 when the moment that Hela crosses the Frost, what is it? The Bifrost?
Yes.
She walks in and there are 2 of Thor's friends at the Bifrost. And she instantly just throws blades and kills them. That was his warrior friend, whose name I don't remember, and Zachary Levi. She killed Zachary Levi before he could get a sentence out. You jerks. You jerks. You don't kill Chuck.
She did.
You don't kill Chuck. Which, by the way, on Total Rabbit Trail, did you see that Chuck is now a superhero?
Oh.
Hey.
What?
Did you see that Chuck is now a superhero?
Yes, he's Shazam.
Shazam.
Which is my wife's favorite.
Yeah, is it?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. Well, here's the deal. They've been saying forever that The Rock is Black Adam.
Yeah, I thought he was Black Adam.
Well, no, they haven't mentioned it since Zach Levi's been cast. But think about this. We could be getting a movie where The Rock and Chuck have a knockdown, drag-out fight.
That would be hilarious.
Well, he's going to get swole.
He's
going to get swole, son.
You can't get as swole as The Rock.
No, you never can.
You can't do that. Like, I'm pretty sure The Rock's muscles is as big as my body.
But that's gonna happen, and so
that should be interesting.
Yeah, it really, really will.
I don't think they thought that out.
No, I think they did, and
that's a lot of CGI.
No, Zachary Levi had even stated it right out the gate, like in his first public comments. Is that he's like, thanks for your support. Now I'm gonna go spend the rest of my life in the gym.
You're gonna have to.
So Zachary Levi is prepping for that.
That's scary.
But anyway, they killed my dude in this movie without even letting him speak.
Okay, well, with that, I'm looking at his picture now. He looks nothing like that.
Like what?
Like, he's blonde with a mustache and a beard, and like it doesn't even look like I didn't think it was Zachary Levi.
Let me see. Yeah, that's totally him.
No, he looks like Gaston.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Anyway, and I'll say this, going into Thor Ragnarok, one of my things is like there was all this death surrounding it, and they acted like it was no big deal.
Yeah.
Like, there were people dying left and right, and they acted like there was no loss or any serious thing.
No one got maybe because they're gods. I would think that because they're gods, that there would be more of a concept of like, oh, you're dying. Oh, my daddy died. And that there was no mourning in that whatsoever.
Like, his friends didn't even get addressed. And then they also just threw out the fact that Jane broke up with Thor in a street comment with a selfie. That's super lazy. I get Natalie Portman hates these movies and that she didn't want to come back. But dang it, bring Kat Dennings.
I mean, somebody.
Bring Kat Dennings back, something. Anything.
CGI her in there. Like, y'all can make her mouth move now.
They did it with Leia.
I was about to say, y'all did it with Leia.
Tarkin and creepy young Jeff Bridges and creepy young Tony Stark.
Yep.
I mean, they're doing that all the time now.
They're doing it all the time, so you could have easily got her. So, I mean, at first glance, I would never watch that movie again. At first glance, it was funny, and it was a better Marvel movie than Thor 2. And that's what I was expecting when I went to go see Thor 3 was a terrible movie. I only saw it because Bruce Banner and the guy who plays, what's his name? I forgot.
Banner?
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. I had a brain fart for 2 seconds. What's going on with your phone?
I don't know.
But yes, Mark Ruffalo is awesome as well. But Thor was just funny. Hulk made that movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it wasn't like oh my gosh, I'm gonna give this 10 on Rotten Tomato. What was the Rotten Tomato on
90 freaking 2.
I don't believe it.
It placed just below all the other superhero movies, and that's the thing. Like when the day it came out, it was above Wonder Woman and it was above Spider-Man.
It was not better than Spider-Man. I'll tell you that right now.
Rosa looked at me like I was stupid when I asked her if it was better than Wonder Woman. It was better than it was not better than Wonder Woman. What? Speak, fool.
Wonder Woman was hard to watch.
Well, it's not like a easy watch movie.
No, that was hard to watch.
It's like Band of Brothers or something with whatever. It's a better movie. And I think that's what my beef is. This was easy to watch, but not a good movie. There was nothing that happened in the movie that didn't come directly from the trailer. There was no expanded story. Even the scene with Doctor Strange was an end credit scene in another movie.
Was it?
Yeah. The thing where he's like filling up his beer and
oh yes, that was
that was the end credit scene from Doctor Strange. Cheap, bro.
Rude.
Cheap. Now here's the thing. I think it was a fun movie, but I felt like they were trying way too hard to be Guardians of the Galaxy. In fact, one of my friends called the movie as Guardians of the Galaxy.
I agree with that on you on that. Like it really did remind me of Guardians of the Galaxy. It was easier to watch than Guardians of the Galaxy because it had no plot.
I loved like it doesn't rank anywhere. It doesn't rank anywhere near Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh no, definitely not. Like Guardians of the Galaxy was great, and Thor Ragnarok was okay, but the fact that so this is the reason I was not talking. So going back to Power Rangers got a 43% on Rotten Tomato, and Thor Ragnarok got a 92. Something wrong with y'all. Rotten Tomato. I saw Power Rangers 5 times in theaters, not because I'm a fan.
Yes, because he's a fan.
And that
I would easily give Power Rangers a 60.
What would you give Rotten Tomato? I mean, would you give Thor Ragnarok a 93?
No, I would give Thor Ragnarok like a 65 to 70.
So you're saying Power Rangers was not... You're saying Thor is better than Power Rangers?
I would watch Thor more than I would watch Power Rangers. I'm sorry. I know you're bitter inside and hate my soul. It's the reason I've only watched Power Rangers in theaters. And the only way I'll say, because like it's an origin story. So there's a lot of character development. And then, as we discussed at the con this weekend, a crappy payoff.
It wasn't. If you're not a fan of the show, then it was crappy to you.
No, I'm a fan of the show. I just wanted better. I wanted something more than the show for the ending.
Oh, no.
I wanted it to be ramped up. I wanted it to be the adult payoff of
They're
that.
Adults.
Huh?
They're not adults.
I wanted the adult payoff for my adulthood.
Okay.
I wanted to see, okay, I know what it looked like when I was a kid. Show me what it looks like now.
Okay.
I wanted the difference between... Okay, this is exactly what I wanted with Power Rangers, and we're totally off topic.
It's okay.
I wanted to see the Batman Begins to the Adam West Batman.
Okay. I get you. Okay.
If the Power Rangers TV show when we were kids...
That would have been real dark, though. That would have been really dark.
You see me concerned about that?
I get it, but that would have been a really dark Power Rangers.
But I'm saying I wanted the grown-up equivalent where the story had progressed and it was told, better. And I just want... And then listen, if the last half hour had gone a different direction...
Agreed.
Anyway, but I would personally rewatch Thor over Power Rangers. Just for the Hulk stuff with my kids. Because they enjoyed that. And Loki, Sinksy, that's what it feels like. That was funny. But no, I thought it was probably the weakest Marvel movie since Ant-Man. I can't think of a weaker Marvel movie.
Thor 2?
That's pre-Ant-Man, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not even...
Since Ant-Man. No?
I think I would probably choose... Because I would watch Doctor Strange over that.
I like Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I would choose Doctor Strange over Thor 2. Or Thor 3. I would choose, obviously, Civil War. Guardians would be my top pick. I think Guardians 2 is in my top Marvel movies. But anyway, so Thor Ragnarok to me, and obviously...
Spider-Man.
Well, Spider-Man's great, too. Like... Spider-Man, we've bought it. I haven't had time to actually sit down and watch it, but I've also had shows to catch up on.
I need to buy it.
So that happened, but with I'd say Thor 2 overall for us was kind of a disappointment.
3.
Huh?
3.
I keep calling it 2. Well, I call it 2 because 2 is so bad that I don't remember it existed. Can we just talk about Matt Damon playing Loki for a minute?
When?
Did you not even recognize the Loki actor in the play was Matt Damon?
Oh, yes! I did recognize that. And I was like, is that Matt Damon? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that basically that was the moment I turned off. Like,
no, okay, no.
Okay, better to say turn off. That was the moment I realized, okay, this is gonna go way stupid. This isn't gonna
exactly. As soon as I was like, this is gonna be a funny.
As soon as I saw Matt Damon as Loki, I'm like, this is not going to be a credible film.
I think they had to go a different route because Thor 2 was just so bad.
Thor 2 was bad because Thor 2 was bad. You can go a good Thor route because this is not the Thor I think of when I think of Thor.
Oh no.
This is not the Thor of the comics.
And the thing is, like, I think what Marvel does so well is they find actors that look exactly like what you think these comic book characters would look like in person. They did that with Wonder Woman. They did that with Thor.
That's DC, sir.
Sorry. My bad. They did that with several other movies.
And Gal Gadot personally looks nothing like what Wonder Woman should, just on the sense that Wonder Woman is supposed to be 2 inches taller than Superman.
Oh, I agree. She's supposed to be tall. That's the only thing they messed up
Buffer.
on. What?
She's supposed to be, like, thicker. Like, buffer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, meatier as an Amazon. Like, I'm not saying she can't be skinny, but, you know, she doesn't strike me as my
She don't fit in a size 2.
No. Wonder Woman would straight up be at, like...
a 10.
Wonder Woman would occasionally shop at Lane Bryant. That's where I'm at with that. Shut up, Vincent.
I'm sorry.
This is a family-friendly podcast. Shame on you. Cheese and crackers, man.
You thought of it.
Anyway, good grief. Ragnarok up in here. So Thor 3 was meh to us. And we're looking for Justice League comes out this weekend, and
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm bottom line, dude. My kids are gonna get a Wonder Woman movie with Batman in the end.
I just want to see Jason Momoa because I love him.
Yeah, and he's funny, and that'll be fun. All right, next subject. Ooh, this is gonna be great. Vincent. Vincent is going to try the salted caramel mocha Pepsi.
Hold on, you didn't tell me it was salted caramel mocha.
Oh, not mocha. Sorry, I just go ahead and open the door. I don't want him to spit in my car. So Vincent is going to take a nice. Hold on, I want to video this. Hold on, too. No, I want to video this. Wait.
That's a lot of sugar.
Shut your mouth. All right, hold on. Let me clean the beard oil off my phone camera.
That's 44 grams.
Shut up, Vincent. All right, so Vincent is going to take a big old swig of the salty caramel Pepsi and give you his reaction. So get it, swish it around like wine or something for a minute, and then go. I'm talking a big mouth. Go. Swish it around. Let that sit in your palate. Do what you want with it. You just...
That is literally the worst. I don't even like. Oh, what is that? That's not even salted caramel. That's like bad licorice. Like what flavor is that? Like what is that? Why did you do this, Pepsi? Y'all should have stuck with the vanilla. The vanilla Pepsi was fine. Or is that Coke?
I said on Facebook that it tasted like you suck on an air freshener and then lick a candle.
Yes!
That's where that's
I
at.
feel like this tastes like what pumpkin spice would taste without coffee. Or salted caramel without the coffee in it. This is... I want gum.
I don't have any gum. I'm so sorry.
That's really disgusting. Don't ever buy that. Anyone.
So,
swishing it around wasn't that bad. It was the swallowing it.
It's the aftertaste. The aftertaste is what gets you.
I want it off my tongue. Like I wish I had a tongue scraper. to scrape it off.
It got on the roof of my mouth. Was like,
oh
yeah, and that was the worst
it's
part.
still on there. This is really bad. I don't even know what that flavor is. It's almost like a fruity bad sugar taste.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Don't do that.
It's really bad.
Don't buy that. Don't waste your money. Go to Starbucks and get something real.
Oh yeah, that's where you find real things.
That's
Starbucks.
I mean, they have coffee.
All right, so one of the things that we've dealt with doing Faith and Fandom is that, you know, we're the kind of the outcasts at con sometimes, in the sense that we don't really click in everything, and or most things, and we're socially awkward, and, you know, finding the line of where we fit in the post-con world. Because, you know, cons have a lot of activities, and we don't always know where we fit.
They're very secular, to the point where it's like, even if I wasn't a Christian, I wouldn't do that.
At some shows, like we went to one show once where the after party included women dancing in cages. We didn't go to that, and that's shush. Let's not name cons, because we don't need to throw anybody under the bus. But like, we didn't even go to the after party for the artists, because I was like, no, thank you. Let's not have women dancing cages.
We heard after things though.
Yeah, that was bananas. It's so bad.
No
but we one of the things that about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, we decided that we were going to try and be more involved in the social aspects of con life, because outside of the books and outside of our table mates and ministering to them, one of the best things we can do is actually form relationships with people and show them that we're not judgmental weirdos.
Because we're not.
We're not. If you know us, we're savage and we're critical to each other.
That's not it.
If we're mean to each other all the time. Like, I wrote Vincent a heartfelt note today, like, just thanking him for being in my life, and he just like, I hate you. And like,
I did.
If people were like, thought we were about to throw down, like,
I'm pretty sure people think we're always about to fight.
I watched the artist's face across from us today, and he looked like he was about to, like, he was concerned when Vincent screamed, "I hate you." I think he thought it was about to go down.
Yeah, no, no.
But we want to do that, so I tried to be involved and go to the Guardians of the Gala at NC Comic Con last year, which is, by the way, I think one of the best post-con activities in going on. Is NC Comic Con. If you buy a Saturday ticket or a weekend ticket, you get admission to a big nerd prom.
Yeah.
And
it's really cool.
And so I tried to go last year, and Vincent was MIA. He had stuff. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember.
And
I don't even think I was in town.
But he did Friday and Sunday, but he couldn't do Saturday. So or something on Saturday.
Something happened.
But so my friend Rachel came for a minute. And I hung out with Candace and Russell, but they're a married couple. And so I walked into the Guardians of the Gala, and I walked in for like 15, 20 minutes, and I stood at the back like an awkward middle schooler, because I realized I'm still an awkward middle schooler. And, you know, without people beside me, I kind of clam up. And I can be bold when I need to be. Like, you know, recently when Super Mario Odyssey premiered, I danced outside of GameStop in a full Mario costume, spinning a sign for an hour and 45 minutes.
I was very proud of him.
I was proud of myself, and that was like a big step for me. But so we went to this today, or yet last night, and a friend of ours, Casey, came too, and we're standing around there for a minute, and the music wasn't quite popping just yet.
They were like playing.
Hey,
like,
now, don't be mean.
I'm not being mean, but the thing is, like, they were playing things that are jump off songs. The beginning, it's just like we just got here.
Yeah, he's like, this is a 10 o'clock song. I'm like, no, I think these are all the time songs. Now, I will say this, they had DMC from Run DMC play, and the fact I got to go to a con and hear DMC do Tricky and Walk This Way.
That was amazing.
That's a checklist kind of thing.
That was a highlight. That was, I would never live that down.
So, but we're at this thing, and we're So Vincent slowly starts dancing, and Casey starts dancing, and I finally, I'm like, bump it, let's go, and I start dancing, and I'm dressed as Osgood from Doctor Who, and Vincent's dressed as Finn from Star Wars, even has the blue lightsaber. And so we're dancing around. I've got a 12-foot scarf like swaying. I've got an asthma inhaler with a LED light, and we're dancing. And that's the first time I publicly danced, like for real dance. And I don't even know, man. But like I just danced, and then all of a sudden, like other people that were dancing and enjoying the party, like kind of joined around us, and all of a sudden we were in a dance circle. I literally got to dance beside Darth Claire, who's a cosplayer from our area, who's dressed as Pam from Archer. So I'm dressed as a Doctor Who character, dancing around to some kind of thuggish hip hop music.
Yes.
With Pam from Archer.
It's very black.
And then, I've got some Jedis dancing around. Cyril from Archer was there. Yeah. Old Greg from the internet meme. I mean, like,
that was funny.
That's like, and then all of a sudden there's like a 12-foot dude on stilts with like a laser whip.
Weird laser whip thing.
But, it was, we stood there and we danced for like almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
And my abs hurt. And it was great. And it's like, huh?
I'm fine.
Well, you jig a little more than I jig.
I jig hard.
My abs were in pain.
I'm in Zumba at least twice a week.
No, I'm doing Dance with the Stars. I might need to do that.
I'm in Zumba at least twice a week, and my Zumba instructor kills it.
No, that's not my life. But we danced, and we had a good time. We didn't do anything sketch.
No.
We didn't drink. We didn't like do anything crazy. A lady Jedi kind of danced close to me for a second, and I like freaked out for a minute. I'm just like, guys, shimmied my scarf the other way and walked away. It's like, Doctor Who out. But we had a really good time, and like I feel like there was a moment where like some of those people that have seen us at the booth, they kind of looked over and said, okay, they're not weirdos, and we can trust them.
There was definitely people who are at the dance party. I know you got there later, but there was definitely people who were at their dance party where they were like, hey, how's it going? Definitely much more friendly to me to me, because I was the only one there at the table, than they would have normally been. Because when people see our table, they think, oh, these are the crazy Christian Southern Baptists, like, erg, like Westboro Baptist Church type people. And I'm like, no, probably, I don't want to say I'm liberal, but probably the more liberal side of the conservative belt than most people are. So you can't. I had a conversation with one girl today. She was just like, so what type of faith is this? Is this like Catholicism? Is this like liberal Christianity? And the fact that we have to like put ourselves in boxes because of what people want their Jesus to look like.
Yeah.
It's kind of rude and ridiculous.
That's the thing, like, I'm all 100% Bible is Bible, obey the Bible, do what the Bible says. But, at the same time, some people would label me one thing for watching Game of Thrones versus, something else. Someone would say I'm not conservative because I watch Game of Thrones, when they're like, if you know me and you know my theology and you know how I roll, I'm pretty hardcore conservative. Like, Vincent and I, that's one of the reasons why we work so well together, is because we will challenge each other on stuff. And how many times during your college career did I call you out on something that you were totally cool with, and then at least you had to rethink it?
A lot. Because I'm just, like, naturally, like, I'm from New York. I'm from the city area. I'm naturally liberal. Like, that's just who I am. But, like, ever since becoming a believer, like, I have to look at things, and I can be okay with it, but I'm not going to be like, yay! I'm not going to fully support it. Like, I think that's what a lot of Christians don't see. Like, you don't have to, like, support something just to be like, okay, that's not you. That's not who you are. You don't have to do it. You're not doing it.
Well, I think really the Bible boils down to, like, the big two commandments. The great two commandments of the Bible are love God with all you got, and love people with all you got. There aren't qualifiers on that. There aren't qualifiers of, like, love people who've got their crap together with all you've got.
No.
It's love everybody with all you got. Yeah. And, and we're just trying to point people to that, but I really feel like us going out and dancing and being normal and not just standing on the freaking sidelines and looking weird, I think we made really good headway with connecting with people.
Oh, definitely.
I was just like, I really feel like we made a difference. And like even one, thing we did yesterday, if you saw my Facebook or anything, I put a dude's contact lenses in a bathroom.
That's so gross.
One of the
It just creeps me out. Like the image of you doing that, it's just so bad.
One of the things that I walked in the bathroom and there's a guy who's dressed as a Green Lantern, and I'm not kidding when I say this dude's about 7 feet tall.
He's about 6'7". I have a kid that's that tall.
He's about 6'7", like which to me is like 9 feet,
Yeah.
because I'm 5'5". So
he's a foot taller than me. So
yeah, he's pretty tall, and so this skinny dude dressed as a Green Lantern, I said, "Hey, bro," because he was Luke Cage the day before. I was like, "Hey, man, weren't you Luke Cage yesterday? You did a good job." And he's like, "Hey, man, will you put my contact lenses in?" And I just look at him like, "What?" Apparently he'd never worn contacts before, and he wanted green eyes as a Green Lantern, and he asked me to do it.
It's not that serious, bro.
I can't touch my eyes.
I can put contacts in all day.
No. I cannot touch my eyeball. I freak out.
Oh.
Like, and that's a thing for a lot of people. I cannot.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people don't do that. Like, the lady asked me today, do I want LASIK? I said, I already put contacts in at least maybe 3-4 times a year just because sometimes I want to wear contacts. But, because I have contacts, I just don't wear them because glasses are 10 times easier.
I like glasses. I'd feel weird without them.
Yeah, I touch my nose a lot when I wear contacts.
But the fact that dude asked me to just put his contact lens in, and so now every time I saw him the rest of the weekend, he was like, "This guy, he helped me out." Like I saw him at the dance party, and like he's like, "This guy helped me out," and like he came by the booth and we talked to him, and it was really a good opportunity.
Yeah, he's good.
So the show had some other cool things. Dee Dee Hall from Pearl from Steven Universe, Deadshot from Arrow was there. I didn't see the Mythbuster lady. But we barely left our booth.
We didn't see anything. I didn't see anything.
I got to host the Fanboy Face-Off panel, and that turned out way more successful than I could have imagined. Like, the room was overflowing.
Yeah, you had a lot of people.
And the crowd response was like, that was one of the most fun things they've done at a con. So that could turn into something good for us in the future, because if word gets around that people enjoy that, and shows want to bring me in for the Fanboy Face-Off panel, then that could include free tables. And free tables means...
money!
No, that means we can get the message of the gospel out to the geek community in an easier fashion without having to pay for it. And money.
I was about to say, I heard money.
Well, dude, you do realize, like, you probably make more money doing this than I do.
Not really.
No. Think about it. Think about
sometimes.
Because, like, my cost ratio...
yeah.
Like, just for this weekend...
Your gas, my gosh.
My gas, it cost me $250 for a table this weekend. And then, so I have to make that out the gate, plus book supplies, plus gas, plus everything else. And so, like, it can eat me up. A good show weekend can cost me $1,000, and I don't make $1,000 on a weekend. No. Like, outside of SuperCon, that's never happened.
No.
So,
that'd be nice.
That's what I'm saying. If Fanboy Face-Off as a panel can get us into shows easier, that's another way to really be able to connect better. But that was really good. That turned out really well. They had a Finding God in Comics panel.
How was that?
Everything I heard was good. Will Rose came by and Chris said what was really funny is that the host of the panel, and the moderator of the panel, and the person working the room in the panel were all wearing the Green Faith and Fandom shirt.
I saw that.
And then one of the other dudes that attended the panel were wearing the throwback white Faith and Fandom shirt for our big logo from Book 2. Yeah, those were horrible shirts.
I saw that. I said, oh.
Yeah, those were horrible shirts. That's my fault.
No, the white. I think it was the white shirt. The black ones are fine.
Well, and we did that because Fern from Social Club told us to put everything we are into one image and let that image speak for itself, which was great in a sense, but it also was super cluttered.
It was about a lot.
But we're happy with where it is now. But NC Comic Con, I can honestly say, in a lot of ways, this was one of the most fun weekends I've had at a show, just dealing with people. I got to go to a Zelda Symphony on Friday nights. We ate chicken and waffles 2 nights in a row.
That's how good it was.
At Dame's Chicken and Waffles.
Chicken and waffles, y'all. Like,
it's life. It's
get your life together and go there. It's a little expensive.
Like $15 a meal.
That's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
I eat at Panera for lunch all the time.
No.
And that's about the same,
about
dude.
that life.
You can pay that much just for going to Panera. It's crazy.
I go to Panera once a month.
I'm there 3 days a week. That's my office. I'll go there, get coffee refills, and work and write.
Well, Panera can be cheap if you do it right.
But that's pretty much it for us on this discussion. We don't have anything else we really want to talk about, and we're going to wrap up. But we have a couple more shows this year, and we just found out tonight we may be doing the premiere of Justice League this week at a theater. Well, maybe we'll see what's up. We've got friends working on that. We may be doing the premiere of Justice League this week. And also, I've got 2 shows in Myrtle Beach, December 3rd and 10th, whatever those weekends are. And also maybe a show at the Lumberton Mall the week before Christmas. I don't know if I can do that. But it's good to support local efforts. But yeah, and we don't really have a lot of big cons planned for next year. I've booked Raleigh SuperCon. I've booked Heroes Con, and I've applied to Tidewater Comic Con. So we'll see how all those go. But I'm finishing a book now that I'm writing. I'll be finished with that literally tomorrow, which means I'll start actually physically writing all the stuff down for Faith and Fandom Book 5. Thought of calling it Faith and Fandom, the final chapter. ... until the next one. But then but wait.
It's so long.
No, it's so long, and it's supposed to be. But then literally the same day released a second half of a Faith and Fandom book called The Next One. So Faith and Fandom, next one.
So you're gonna make people buy 2 books?
Yeah. Well, not make them. But I could.
Is it a bundle? Is it 2 for 1?
I don't know. I'm processing this. I'm speaking out loud here, but
that's why I'm here.
It could be fun. But if not, it would be Faith and Fandom, the final chapter, until the next one, and then just
the next one.
But then the next one, if I don't do it that way, the next one would be the year later.
We'll work on that.
Yeah, we're discussing it, or we could do it like the Fast and the Furious, Fate 5. Or
I like that.
we could do it like the Fast and Furious font, Faith and Fandom 5.
Faith and Fandom 5.
Or we could do it like V for Vendetta.
Ooh, yes!
Something.
We need a V for something then.
Yeah, it's
Victory?
No, there's no good words.
There's no
good words.
Biblical V word.
All right, this is Hector and Vincent, and we are out of here. Thank you for listening.
Out.
Make sure you share and let us know. Seriously, comment on stuff. We love to hear from you. Okay, bye.